She blew up my phone mid-meeting, quit acting busy and fixed the Wi-Fi now. It was right in the middle of an important office meeting when my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. She kept calling me, and finally, I answered. Sierra's voice was sharp, almost yelling. Stop acting like your job is the most important thing. Come home and fix the Wi-Fi. I could feel my boss hearing every single word. I didn't go home that night. 2 weeks later, she was crying, begging for the old me to come back. I've never been the type to rock the boat. My dad always told me to keep my head down and just get through life without stirring up any trouble. But before I dive into all that, let me say this. I've noticed the channel's been slowing down a bit lately. If you're here and you like these stories, hitting that subscribe button is the easiest way to show support. It's fast, it's free, and it really helps keep this community growing strong. That approach worked for me, until about 3 weeks ago. A little background. I'm 31, working as a systems analyst at a healthcare software company. It's not flashy, but I'm good at what I do, and the company treats me well. I've been there for around 5 years now, steadily moving up the ladder. Sierra, my girlfriend, is 29, and she moved in with me about a year ago. She works from home as a social media manager for a small clothing startup. The job title sounds decent, but the company is small, and the pay isn't great. The whole thing went down during the most important meeting of my career. Our company was pitching a new patient management system to the biggest hospital network in the state. Landing the contract would mean raises and bonuses for everyone on our team, me included. I'd been prepping for weeks, coming in early, staying late, doing everything I could. The meeting was set for 10 a.m. on a Thursday, and all the key players were there. Our CEO, the hospital's IT directors, and the procurement team. I was part of the tech team, backing up our sales director's presentation, ready to answer questions about implementation and integration. About 20 minutes into the presentation, just as I was explaining database security, my phone buzzed in my pocket. I ignored it at first. Then it stopped and started up again. And again. My boss, Ethan, caught my eye and nodded for me to take the call, probably thinking it was an emergency. I stepped to the corner and answered quietly. Hello? I whispered. Sierra's voice was tense, almost yelling, finally. The Wi-Fi's down, and I've got a Zoom meeting in 10 minutes. You need to come home and fix it, right now. I can't. I'm in the middle of the hospital presentation, I whispered back. Are you kidding me? Stop pretending your job matters more than mine. I have real clients waiting. Come home and fix the Wi-Fi right now, she practically screamed. I glanced back at the room. Everyone was staring. The call was loud enough that they could hear every word. Ethan had this weird look on his face, half embarrassment, half pity. I have to go, I said into the phone. Don't you dare hang up if you don't come home right now. She didn't finish before I hung up and turned off my phone. I walked back to the presentation, apologized, and somehow managed to finish answering questions, even though I felt like I wanted to disappear. After the meeting, which surprisingly went well despite the chaos, Ethan called me into his office. Everything okay at home? He asked. Yeah, just some technical difficulties, I mumbled, feeling embarrassed. He sighed and said, Look, we all have relationship struggles, but what I heard on that call, it didn't sound healthy. If you want to talk, my door's open. I nodded, thankful for his concern but not wanting to get too personal at work. Take the rest of the day off, he said. And Logan, don't let this mess with your work. You did great in there, despite everything. I left the building in a daze, turned my phone back on, and saw 17 missed calls and a flood of texts from Sierra, each one angrier than the last. The last message read, Since you care more about your stupid job than me, I'm going to my sister's. Don't expect dinner tonight. I sat in my car for a long time, thinking about us. This wasn't the first time Sierra dismissed my work. She often interrupted my work from home hours with small demands. She'd sometimes disconnect my calls when she wanted attention. Once, she even spilled coffee on my laptop the night before a deadline because I wasn't paying attention to her. But as I thought it over, a strange calm settled over me. I started the car and didn't head home. Instead, I drove to a hotel near the office, checked in for the night, and sent Sierra a simple text, staying at a hotel tonight. Need some space to think. We'll talk tomorrow. Her reply was instant. Are you serious right now? Over a stupid phone call? You're so dramatic, Sierra texted, but I didn't reply. Instead, I turned my phone off, ordered room service, and ended up getting the best night's sleep I'd had in months. The next morning, while I knew Sierra would be out on her usual morning run, I drove to our apartment. I packed enough clothes to last me a couple of weeks, grabbed my important documents, and took my backup laptop. Then I headed over to my college buddy Dylan's place. Dylan had gone through a tough divorce last year and still had a spare room. Stay as long as you need, man, he said, helping me carry my stuff inside. Here's an important detail. Dylan and Sierra had only met once, at a holiday party, and they didn't exactly hit it off. He lived about 30 minutes away in a different suburb, and I'd never told Sierra where he lived. I went to work that day and knocked it out of the park. Then I got the best news. We landed the hospital contract. The whole team went out for drinks to celebrate, and for the first time in a long while, I didn't have to send anyone a text explaining I'd be late. I just enjoyed the night. When I finally turned my phone back on, there were more messages from Sierra, but this time, the tone had shifted. Where are you? Hello? Are you seriously not coming home? I restarted the router and the Wi-Fi is working now. This isn't funny anymore. Please call me. I ignored them all. Instead, I called my landlord. Since the apartment was under my name only, I explained I'd be staying somewhere else for a while but would keep paying rent. I asked him to reach out to me directly if anything came up. He was understanding but reminded me that because Sierra had established residency, he couldn't legally stop her from being there, even if she wasn't on the lease. Saturday morning, I woke up to loud pounding on Dylan's door. Somehow, Sierra had tracked me down. Later, I found out she'd gone through my email on our shared computer and found a birthday invitation from Dylan with his address from 4 months ago. Dylan answered the door while I stayed inside the bedroom. I heard him say he doesn't want to talk right now. Then Sierra responded, "This is ridiculous. He's acting like a child." Dylan told me later, "It was one phone call from you, but it felt like a lot more." Sierra said, "You should go." I heard Dylan say, "I'm not leaving until I talk to him. Then I'm calling building security." She left, but the text kept coming all weekend. On Sunday evening, I finally replied, "I'm taking some time to reevaluate our relationship. I'll reach out when I'm ready to talk." Her response? "You're throwing away a year together over nothing." Monday morning, I spoke with HR at work to get ahead of any issues in case Sierra tried contacting my workplace again. They were understanding and flagged her number in their system. The next week went surprisingly smoothly. I focused on work, hung out with Dylan, and even got back to the gym, something Sierra had always complained about, saying it took time away from her. I realized how much of my life I'd put on hold just to meet her demands. About 10 days after I left, Sierra's tactics shifted. She started sending apologetic texts. "I've been thinking about what happened, and I'm really sorry. I didn't realize how important that meeting was. Please come home so we can talk about this." I wasn't ready yet. I needed to be sure that any talk we had would be honest and productive, not just her trying to manipulate me into coming back while nothing really changed. 2 weeks after everything went down, I agreed to meet her at a coffee shop near my office, Neutral Ground. She looked different, somehow smaller and less confident than usual. Her eyes were puffy from crying. "I miss you," she said the moment I sat down. "I want the old you back." "The old me?" I asked. "You mean the me who'd do anything for you? The me who always put you first?" And that's when I saw the real issue. She didn't miss me, she missed having someone on call whenever she needed. "That's the problem," I said quietly. "The old me wasn't really me. It was just who I became to keep you happy." "What are you talking about?" "We were perfect together," she said. "Were we?" I shot back. "Because I remember constantly walking on eggshells, scared to upset you. I remember giving up hobbies and seeing my friends less, all because you wanted more of my time and attention. That's what people in relationships do. They compromise," she said. "Compromise means both of us change," I replied. "You never did. I was the only one adjusting." She started crying. "I can change. I'll be better. Just please come home." "Here's the thing, Sierra. I don't want you to change for me. That kind of change doesn't last. You need to change, but for yourself, not for me. So you're just giving up on us?" Just like that, she shot back. I took a deep breath. "I've decided not to renew the lease when it ends next month. You can stay until then, but after that, both of you need to find new places." Her expression flipped from sadness to anger in a heartbeat. "You can't do that. Where am I supposed to go? My job doesn't pay enough for me to afford a place around here. You've got a month to figure it out. Your sister has a spare room, or maybe one of your friends can help." This is so typical of you. Making huge decisions without even talking to me first. Like when you decided my job doesn't matter. Or when you chose to yell at me during an important presentation. She didn't have a comeback for that one. "I'll be back Saturday to pick up more of my things. I'll text you beforehand so you know when I'm coming." I stood up to leave, but she grabbed my arm. "Wait, what about all our plans? Cancun this summer. We were going to get a dog." "Plans change. Goodbye, Sierra." Walking out of that coffee shop was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but also the most liberating. I didn't look back, even when I heard her call my name. What followed was predictable. Sierra cycled through apologies, threats, and guilt trips. She told mutual friends I had abandoned her. She even called my mom, who thankfully never liked her much anyway. But with every desperate attempt to pull me back, my resolve only grew stronger. Saturday arrived. Dylan came with me to the apartment to collect more of my things. I'd texted Sierra the day before, as legally required since she still lived there. Her reply was just a curt "fine." When we got there, Sierra was clearly sleep-deprived and had been drinking, and it was barely past noon. "So this is really happening? You're really leaving me?" she asked. "The decision's been made, Sierra. I'm just here to get my stuff." "Fine. Take it all. I don't care anymore. None of it matters." Dylan and I moved fast, loading my gaming console, clothes, and personal things into his car. As we were about to leave, Sierra handed me an envelope. "I was going to give you this as a surprise," she said, tears streaming down her face. Inside were 2 tickets to a concert for my favorite band, dated for next month. "I bought these back in January," she said. "I was saving them for your birthday." For a moment, I hesitated. Maybe there was something worth saving after all. But then I remembered the look on my boss's face during that call, the look of someone who'd seen this kind of situation before. I hope you find someone else to go with, I said, handing the tickets back. Or maybe you can get a refund. So that's it. After everything I've done for you, that's all it comes down to? You've always kept score, Sierra. But relationships shouldn't be like that. We left, and I didn't look back. 3 weeks later, I'm still crashing at Dylan's place, but I found a new apartment in a different neighborhood. It's smaller than the old one, but it's mine, all mine. The old lease ends next week, and Sierra has already moved most of her things to her sister's. According to the text she's been sending me, Ethan pulled me aside at work yesterday to say I'm being considered for a team lead position, thanks to how I handled the hospital project. Sierra still texts occasionally. Yesterday, she sent one that said, "The apartment feels empty without you." I didn't reply. There's nothing left to say. She doesn't want the real me back. She wants the doormat I used to be. And that guy? He doesn't exist anymore. Sometimes, the best kind of revenge isn't some dramatic plan or public humiliation. It's choosing yourself, your peace, your dignity, your self-respect. It's walking away from someone who treats you like an accessory to their life instead of a true partner. The Wi-Fi incident wasn't the problem. It was just the final alarm that woke me up.